What was your first Steph experience?
Got to be one of them practices. Like, he do the thing that he be doing in the game when he just take over and go crazy. Well, imagine it like in practice when like he just do it all the time. But one of my first times, I ripped him, and I'm a rookie. I'm just coming in, so I'm feeling good about it. And it's like in that, like I just felt everybody in the room kind of like, oh, like he don't know.
Vegas edition of The Young Man and the Three, as always, presented by our friends at Montverde Media and 342 Productions. This one has been a long time coming. Moses Moody, what's up, dude?
What's going on? I'm glad to be here.
How you doing, man?
Oh, good.
How's the trip been so far?
Cool. I just got in yesterday, so saw a little basketball. Saw my man Ryan Nimhart go off yesterday. Yeah, it's been good.
I have to say, based off the playoff run his brother had, I don't think people were like. The fact that he did that in game one, I don't think people were that surprised. I feel like people were a little bit like, how did this dude get to this place where he was not picked?
Yeah, because it's similar to his brother's story. Like, he could have won. He should have been in the mix a lot more than he was early on, and it worked out for him. But Ryan was on that team at Montverde with me. Yeah. So I've been seeing him for years.
Were you guys same year, or was he younger?
He was younger than me.
How big was, because I don't know. I know Drew. I don't know Ryan. How big was he at that point?
He was smaller than he is now. So I'm not sure exactly how tall he is. But
yeah, he's like 5'11", like 5'10", 5'11" now.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to hit early, because we all been talking about this. Couldn't you let the sort of audience know a little bit about poetry, spoken word, your interest in this medium? Because I watched a clip of you at an open mic in SF that was super dope. You can describe it. Like, I'm not going to describe it, but it feels like this is something that you've been interested in for a while. And so I'm just kind of curious, like, how it even became a thing for you.
Yeah. So I learned about poetry like everybody else when you in school and talking about Shakespeare and all of that. And that didn't really get my attention. So I even say now, like, I really don't like poetry like that. But my dad does these speeches with talk to like at-risk youth, grown-ups in the penitentiary, all of that. So he's doing one of his talks, and he puts up a video about it was a poem called "I Can't Read," and it was a dude saying like, I can dribble a ball, I can shoot a 3-pointer, but I can't read. But teachers keep on passing me. So it was different than I've ever seen before. It wasn't rap. It was more, but it was still more urban. It was cool to look at. The flow was different. So after that, I just started watching all of the Def Poetry Jam videos. So that's when I saw like my man Black Ice and everybody that go on there. And then I just like to watch it. And then I had an assignment for school where they gave us like, you could write a paper, you could do some, or you can make a poem. I said, I'll try it. I like watching them anyways. And I did it. Everybody loved it. And I never did it again until I had another assignment my senior year. And that was my senior speech that a lot of people were seeing. And then another opportunity came last year. So
are you in your spare time? Are you writing? Are you thinking about it? Or is it one of those things where it's kind of like it just comes to you every once in a while and you just hit it and then it's like not a part of your life?
Yeah, whenever I got a reason to write, I'll do it. I like to do it then. And then other than that, like I'll hear something or see something and be like, damn, that sounds smooth. Like that could go somewhere. And then I would jot it down in my notes. Or I might be on a plane. We fly a lot, so I might just sit there and put something together while I'm in the free time, but I won't finish it until I have a reason to. So I got a bunch of partially finished stuff.
Who has the best pen? If you were to do like a ranking, it could be artists, it could be poets, it could be whatever, in terms of just like pure penmanship.
Okay. We're gonna start with Gil Scott-Aaron.
That's a good one to start.
Yeah, that's the first poet spoken word. I like Buddy Guy a lot now. He's a blues singer. That's so. If you saw the movie Sinners, he was the guy at the end of the movie. Yeah, and that was my first time hearing about him since then. So I've just got into blues and all that, but I've been on him heavy, and I just like what he's talking about.
So you didn't know Buddy Guy before Sinners?
No, I didn't.
What was your? I feel like everybody loved the movie, but what was your takeaway when you first saw it? What was your sort of like initial thought after watching?
I loved it. So I actually went to the premiere with Ryan Coogler in Oakland.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, so that was that cool experience. Just
He's
to see
a cool dude.
Yeah, it was. But I like that. For one, I'm from Arkansas, and it was done in Mississippi, and the girl was from Arkansas and all of that, so it was cool, close to home. But I really liked that it was a movie placed in that time period with all of the, like, they was on a plantation and all of that going on, but it wasn't about that.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't about racism. It wasn't about, so it was cool just watching a movie in that timeline that's not sad. It's not, like, hard to watch. So that was one thing I liked.
It's not a tearjerker.
Right.
There's action happening.
Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of happy, but it's funny stuff going on. They playing. The
music is crazy.
Yeah,
too.
it was.
Music is like across the board, like every different. And I think that Ryan, all his movies are like that in different ways.
Mm.
Like even thinking about like Creed. Like Creed, the whole soundtrack is it's a totally different sound from Sinners, but it's also so well thought out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that energy. That's interesting though. That's a good way. I wonder how many people got into Buddy because of that.
Yeah, it got me. Because I've been listening to that one song that they had on there. I didn't tell you the truth because the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Like when he said that part, I've been listening to that song ever since.
Do you think you'll go like on the road? You'll go to any like blues clubs or anything like that now?
Yeah, I definitely would. I actually went to a jazz concert in the Bay, and it was a tribute to Gil Scott-Heron.
Oh, that's cool.
So they played he like recreated all his music and stuff. It was cool.
That's cool. I feel like that's at New Orleans. If you guys have time in New Orleans, that's the thing.
Yeah.
New Orleans is interesting because it's the whole city has that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just like you don't even have to go to the club. You just like people are just playing it outside their house.
Yeah, that's real. And even like in the arena, they got all type of history on the pictures and stuff, and everybody around there just seem like they singing you a blues song when they talk to you, just in their voice and their culture.
So when you were growing up, were you in the city in Little Rock or were you outside?
Yeah, yeah.
What was the basketball scene like?
So like I was a dude, I was always playing. So I'm going to Canice Park playing outside. It's hoopers everywhere though. Like especially then, because I wasn't even the best player in the city. Like it wasn't obvious that I was going to the NBA when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I was just always hooping, always playing. It's good though. It's a lot of hoopers there.
There's 4 guys in the league now. Well, I know Isaiah. I just saw Isaiah. We just saw him in OKC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they from Arkansas, but they're not from Little Rock.
Okay, so Isaiah's not from Little Rock.
Isaiah's from Fort Smith. Jalen Williams from Fort Smith.
Yeah.
And then like Malik Monk, Austin Reeves, all those guys.
Is there like in-state rivalry with the different places, or like what's the? Because I have no sense of like how like even just how big it is in terms of if it's like did you see the guys from different towns growing up? Did you play with them, or was it like?
Yeah, so I've been playing against Jay Will, even though he's from Fort Smith, like 2-3 hours away from Little Rock. So it's not like we right here playing against each other all the time. But I just randomly played against Jay Will's team like since I was in like 4th grade, and I didn't know that was him once we got older. I didn't realize that was the dude I used to play against all the time because he got a lot bigger and all that. And then Isaiah Joe played on the team with my big brother. So, like, I was seeing Isaiah Joe every weekend, even though they from 3 hours away.
Yeah.
But, so, no, it's not, I don't feel like rivalry against those from back home. It's really like, man, it's cool. Like, I knew you when we was kids. Nick Smith, he from close to Little Rock, North Little Rock, Sylvan Hills. And that's right across the water. Khalil Ware, all of those guys.
I feel like everyone also from the state has their own type of swagger, even though they're, like, different. Mm-hmm. Like Austin's very different from you or from Isaiah or whatever, but it's like he still has like shit to him.
Yeah.
Like he's a guy that is like, he's just he has that confidence.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just comes with the state.
Yeah. I mean, he played like he played outside. Like it's like dudes that we're not from LA. We don't got the lights, the camera from a young age to where you just hooping. Nobody's watching. You're not ever going to see this footage ever again. Ain't nobody recording it. So I think it's something that just comes with that. That's just like, cool about it.
Did you guys do AU, or was it like so? Because I was talking to Isaiah about it because he goes back. He said he goes back there during the summers to work out and everything like that. And he was sort of saying the same thing of like he thought one of his advantages was like he wasn't in the mix so much. Mm-hmm. Like he felt like he got to like find his game down there where nobody was like you didn't have all the politics that comes with like you're in LA, you're in whatever city that like there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
Especially for him, his city's smaller than Little Rock. And so it's crazy. Oh, you was asking about the rivals, and so it's a minute ago. But I will say, I beat Jalen and Isaiah both in the state championship. When I was in 10th grade, so we was both in the 7A championship and we beat them. So it ain't no rivalry, but I'm gonna point that out.
Yeah, you make sure don't forget to mention that.
Yeah. But but nah, those my guys.
How'd you end up at Montverde?
So after that year, we won the championship. I was the MVP of the state championship and all of that, and then it's kind of like when I say this too, I'm not advocating that everybody should go play, go to prep school, because it's not for most people. But at that point, it was really like, it's not much left in the city for me. Just keep trying to win the state championship, keep trying to win MVP again, and then outside of basketball, the last 2 years, it ain't much to do. We got everything. We got the movie theaters, the skating rink, and all of that type of stuff, but it ain't much to do. So when you around 11th, 12th grade, a bunch of teenagers with nothing to do, bad stuff happened.
Yeah.
So I think it was good that I left around that time and kind of got exposed to the world.
You started to have that sense of okay, there's a future in this sport for me, and I need to make sure that I'm not either around bad influences, but then also when you look at the guys on that team that you go to play, Cade was already there. Did he come at the same?
Yeah,
Cade,
we went together.
Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty came my senior year, but me and Cade came together.
And Dayron.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing. I mean, that's the NBA. It's an NBA roster.
Yeah.
So it's that's the other part of it, which is you can't get that most places.
Yeah, and that's practice. And Coach Boyle crazy, so we was playing full court 1-on-1 on game day.
Why do you think? I don't know. We talked about this much on the show. I was thinking this at the draft because I saw him briefly at the draft because he was with all those guys like Cooper and all them. Why is he? What makes him so good? Because when you look at if you people talk about Coach Cal all the time, but if you look at Boyle's, at the people that played there, and I met him when Kyrie played in Jersey with him. That's when I first met him.
Yeah.
And his roster is like a NBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's not even there's a couple of hits. It's you just go down the list and it's Cooper's the latest one, but there's so many of them.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Boyle crazy. So, and he loved what he doing. And you can't go have a conversation with him without it being about basketball. And if you try to, he's going to bring it back to basketball in some way. So, for somebody that love what they do and thinking about it that much, they got no choice but to be good. He going if I see him in the cafeteria at the school, nothing to do with basketball, he going to have if we at the draft in the lobby, my mama there, my grandma, everybody there. He got my mama and my grandma on the corner and saying okay, so if you go right here and then you come off a curl right here, then the play will work like this. But it's just that's how his mind works. Everywhere you go, you gonna turn into a cone in a drill or something. So and then too, he don't want to do nothing else. He not doing this to get to college, get to the NBA. No, he's doing exactly what he want to do. So it's cool to see somebody that found what they love, and then you got no choice but to be good at it when you feel that. I think
that is a really, because he probably has had a million chances to go coach wherever, and he's never done it. Yeah. He just is this is it's so interesting to just kind of make that choice and just stick with it, and then just be the question I would if he came on the show, I'd be at a certain point, talk about winning everything. There's not much else to but that gets back to your point about that's just love of the game. Yeah. That's just being it doesn't matter whether we win the national championship or not. It's
he want to win the championship. He got no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Was Arkansas always the spot for college?
No, it wasn't. And when I was younger, everybody used to always say oh, he's going to Arkansas for sure, no question. And that kind of made me be nah, I'm maybe not going to Arkansas. I don't know. And then Musselman got the job my senior year of high school, so it was a new coach. It was a lot of uncertainty, and I liked Juwan Howard at Michigan a lot. I liked Ohio State. They call it, and my man EJ was there. So it was a lot of uncertainty going into it.
There's always the gift and the curse of being around family, all your people when you're focusing on a level like that. Obviously, you guys had a lot of success, going to Elite Eight and everything like that. But was the experience overall something that you, looking back on it, you're glad you went?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so if you think about it, everybody that went to Montverde pretty much went back to the school closer to home.
Interesting. And they were that's my college, and I'm going to go back home.
That's kind of what it was. We leaving at 15, 16 years old, and you're not around your people every day. So that was a big part of what made me want to go back home.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did it the way I did, because like you look back now with like guys in the NBA, because when you in that time, it's like, oh, I want to go to the best school that offer me. But when the best school is not really offering you as much, now you can really think about it and like, okay, where will I be the best at? Where will I play the best at? And a lot of the guys that try to go to the best school that offer them realize that they ain't really need you like that, and they ain't really care that much about you. But when you go home, for me, going home was that, to where it's like it's like being from Little Rock, where you figuring it out, and the cameras ain't there. It ain't all of the lights and all of that, to where you get to really be your best self at a young age. And I think that's important.
At what point were you was leaving after year one? The thought, like, when did you start to think about it?
I didn't know that I was going to do that until like going like halfway through the year, going into the tournament, because I didn't know for sure going into college that I was going to want to know.
Like, were there people telling you should go? Like, what was the process behind when you actually decided to leave?
Once I realized I could, it was pretty decided.
It was like a realistic thing.
Yeah.
What was draft night like?
It was cool. So all my people were here. I got a big family, so everybody didn't come, but a lot of people were here. My friends.
Were you guys in the city, or were you at home?
We was in New York.
In New York.
Yeah. So, but it was during COVID. So, but it was the year after when they actually had the draft, and it was everything. Everything I could have imagined. You see the draft every year, so being able to be there with just the people sitting there at the table, my family, and getting up, walking across the stage, it was everything.
What do you think when you're here now? And you're talking to you at the games, you're just hanging with sort of the guys who were in that position. What do you wish that you knew at that point that you sort of like tell them now in terms of just like mental and physical preparation for what they're getting into?
Going into the NBA?
Yeah.
I think when you first get drafted, like for marketing purposes, and like everybody tell you like, okay, what do you like? You like this, and this is what we need to promote, or I need to give you this advice on this and that. But like these kids is 18, 19 years old, and they don't know what they like. They don't know who they want to be around. They don't know who their friends is. They don't know none of that. So I think putting more emphasis on like slowing down and figuring yourself out is really important, because you don't know where you're going if you don't know you don't know yourself. You don't know who you are. So I think that's a big thing. And then on the basketball side, I would say like the details matter.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you growing up on them outside courts, ain't nobody recording, ain't nobody watching. So if you ain't playing defense, your team might get mad, but that's it.
Yeah.
But like when you get to the NBA, everybody watching every single thing that you're doing. So paying attention and making sure like the details.
When you get to the Bay, on the details point, because it's a super interesting point, and I feel like that's been a thing. You have to fill so many different roles for this particular team, and so for you to do that, especially with like a good team of a championship level team and a deep team with a bunch of players, like for you to be on the court, details have to matter. When did you first figure that? Like, was that some of that just watching Dre, watching Steph, watching some of the older guys, or was that a specific coach, or like how did you sort of come to that realization?
A lot of it was just like sitting on that bench, like that's therapeutic. Sitting over there, just like why am I not in the game? Like, and then I realized that it would be a lot of stuff that didn't nobody say when I did it. Like I messed up, I didn't come over on defense or whatever it was, and then nobody say nothing. So I'm thinking ain't nobody noticed.
Yeah.
But no, everybody noticed. They just said like, okay, we're not gonna put him in right there. He can't. He's not good at that spot or that rotation. But I'm like, well, if y'all would have told me, somebody would have told me, then I would have done it better. But so that's me thinking I'm slick, getting away with stuff that I'm not. So I think that realization was like, okay, I need to figure everything out.
It is an interesting, and you can only speak to your experience, but like the experience of a rookie or a second year guy coming into a team like this team versus when you go to a team with a bunch of other young players where you get the leash to figure everything out, versus here, like, there's the expectation is to win a championship. And so they're coming off of, one of the great runs ever in sports. And so you have that sense of like, you have to figure it out for yourself. Like, we're not going to hold your hand through it, but that does become like a little bit of it's like a personal realization to get to that point.
Yeah. I think whatever situation you come into is a good situation, first off, because if you're not in a good team and you playing, well, you playing. So you get to go figure it out on the court. You get like those reps, that experience and all of that. If you're not playing, well, you don't got to go figure it out in front of everybody. You get to figure it out in practice and all that. So when you get the opportunity to play, you're more prepared. So just like anything in life, like whatever your situation is your situation. So going to figure it out is the fun part.
What was your first Steph experience? Like not him saying hi. Like your first, like, oh yeah, this is Steph.
Yeah. First one, well, my first time meeting him, he came to my workout, and like before I was even on the team, and I just seen him over there, and it was like, man, that's crazy. Like I'm here. Like this is NBA now. But got to be one of them practices. Like he do the thing that he be doing in the game when he just take over and go crazy. Well, imagine it like in practice when like he just do it all the time. But one of my first times, I ripped him, and I'm a rookie. I'm just coming in, so I'm feeling good about it. And it's like in that, like I just felt everybody in the room kind of like, oh, like he don't know, and then Steph do what Steph do and go crazy and all that. And I'm like, okay, that feeling was right. I knew what I felt. Everybody knew what was about to go down.
He doesn't he's not talking. He just does it. Like is he?
Yeah. Nah, he talk too though. He not loud. He don't talk crazy, but
yeah. Like, but he'll let you know.
Yeah. But he like he's so good that like when he's talking, it's like he helping you almost. Like he just playing. Like he don't talk a lot. It's not in a conniving type of way. It's genuine. It's like, but yeah,
he's like wishing the best for you in your future endeavors.
Yeah.
What about Dre? Because I think that he's such a unique force in NBA history. Obviously, one of the smartest players ever and one of the most like just kind of instinctually gifted players ever. Being around him that first year, like what'd you learn from him?
Yeah, my first time talking to Dre was in the summertime before I got drafted. I was at Rich house and was just in his man cave, and I was just chilling with Rich, and Draymond just randomly walked in the door. So that was cool to just sit up and have a conversation with him then. And then I got drafted, and he was the first one to hit me after I got drafted. But I used to go, like especially my rookie year, I used to go to Dre room on the road all the time and just sit there and talk to him and ask questions. Just because he's so smart, so observant, and he's been here for a while. So, and he's able to, like, he's really good with words.
Yeah.
So he's able to put thoughts into words and explain them to you in a way that you understand really well. So I still go and hang out with him and learn all type of stuff.
It is amazing with him. I mean, he definitely talks. So like, there's no question about that. But when he decides, it's why he'll be so good at TV stuff whenever he does, or I guess he's doing it now a little bit, but like whenever he does it for real, is he's so technical and how he can break stuff down, and it's just natural. Like he doesn't need to study it for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Like he'll just watch a clip and he'll just go.
Yeah. And it's a lot of stuff that I think go into it. But one, it's the confidence to do it. A lot of people understand it, but then a lot of people don't feel the comfortability to do it.
Yeah.
And the next one is a lot of people understand it, but can't put it in words. He's able to do that. And then he's got the resume to have the confidence and everything too. So it just worked out for him.
When you look at sort of your journey so far, it's like you've had to mention like playing a lot of different roles, but even, the NBA is a positionless league, but you've had to like fill a lot of positions on the offensively and defensively on this particular team. It's obviously a thing he's had to do his own version of as well. What do you feel like you personally, like, what are your kind of like your standing, like no matter where I'm at on the court, like I'm doing this, like what's the thing you sort of think about in terms of like, this is my mental prep, no matter what role I'm being asked to fill?
Yeah. I'm always shooting. So that's the reason I always stay on the floor. So I'm always going to do that. And then defense has been like, especially this last year, I really figured some stuff out to where I can affect the ball. So those are two simplified versions. But other than that, I can get into the weeds, which are about like footwork and bringing the ball up and protecting the ball and making plays and all of that.
Is there something in the weeds that you feel like you've cracked in the last year that you feel like that you can say that you feel like you're particularly proud of?
Yeah, I forgot. Y'all get in the weeds
that's
here.
That's the point.
Okay. So footwork, and that's like when I'm talking about ball handling, it's part of it, but just really the importance of footwork and like not even thinking about the ball as much. So if we square it up right here, and I want to go right, well, my left foot stepping past your back foot, there's nothing you can do once I get there. And if I can't get there, then that means that you jumped all the way over there, so I'll go the other way. But it's like just simplifying. And the first time I was thinking, I got to cross you over and I got to shift you this way so I can get that way. But when thinking about it as steps, completely changed stuff for me.
Was that a film realization? Was that an in-game? Like, where did you come to this?
So last year, working with Dash Athletics, he was sitting there. He was trying to like get me to understand that for a while through the workouts. But I was recording every workout. So I had my man like as I was working out, like every drill, everything I was doing, he was recording it. And then after the fact, I would go home and watch all of my drills and stuff. And some reps felt better than others, and I didn't know why. And it didn't really crack to me until me and Dash started watching some Kobe footage. And Kobe was doing exactly what he was talking about. And then I went back and watched my footage, and I realized that simplicity of that one step or those steps and being purposeful with my feet, and that opened it up.
Do you remember what stage Kobe it was? Like where he was in his career at that point?
It was old. It was after Shaq. So yeah, it was like during that stretch when it was him, Palace, Derek Fisher.
I had a defense question because I read this thing about you earlier. I gotta find basically like when you were in 6th grade, your AU coach would give you $1 if you took a charge.
Yeah.
So that happened?
Yeah. Coach Marlin. He would do it the whole team. Whoever take a charge would get $1. So once I heard that, I'm trying to get a charge every play. Yeah, I'm trying to get some Skittles at the machine after the game.
How many did you end up with? You remember?
A lot. He might even stop doing it because I was running up the check.
You ruined it for everyone else.
Yeah. And then when I got to high school, my trainer Jimmy, he did it with the high school team and said like whoever got the most charges, he would take them out to dinner, like a steak dinner and stuff after the season. And I won that too. Yeah, so if I got a reason, I'll do it.
I mean, the other person I wanted to ask you about from like a veteran standpoint who, just got there, but it's another, really smart dude is Jimmy. You guys have different games in a lot of ways, but like he's somebody that like is so precise and clearly knows how to maximize every part of his footwork, every part of his body in every way. Are there things you've picked up from him even in this short amount of time?
Yeah. And I think it's similar to that footwork thing that I was just explaining. Like he does it to a T. Steph does it to a T too, but like Steph dribbles more. So you can't, because he takes more steps because he got the ball in his hand. But Jimmy would sit there and hold the ball. And everybody plays like one-on-one with like you got 3 dribbles or whatever. Well, I'm not saying that he does it, but Jimmy acts like he's playing one-on-one. He only got 3 steps. So like the precision with those steps and where you putting your foot is like how he thinks about it, how he plays, like watching him. And he's aggressive because I'm not taking 2 steps to going around you. 1 step can get me through you. So like that was the big thing for him, man. And it's easy to watch. It's harder to watch it with Steph because he's dribbling more and he's doing more. Jimmy is like, no, he's looking at your feet and he's stepping past you.
Well, what's interesting, and he's a big guy and he knows how to use his body, but it does feel like in all these playoff runs that he's had over the years, it's like the game just slows down to him.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I think about that a couple years ago when they made the finals run in that Boston series before he really messed up his ankle. He was doing exactly what you're saying of like they knew where he was going. They knew exactly what he was going to do, and he basically just like precisely got to a spot every time, and it was basically just like midi layup or foul, and they couldn't do anything about it. It was like the Milwaukee series and the Boston series were kind of both like that, and I feel like that. I mean, my question, I guess, would be like you, I mean, you're shooting more, you're not necessarily going to like emulate all parts of this, but like when you're building up that confidence yourself, is that just reps? Is that a thing where you're being like, oh, I'm with this guy on the court. I feel like it's allowing me to, kind of emulate that more. Like, how do you bring that to yourself besides just kind of repping it out?
I think reps is part of it. Cause once you understand it, you got to figure it out and put it like in your own blueprint. But once you realize what the guys are doing, now I can see that Steph does the same thing that Jimmy does. And then I see that Shea does the same thing that Steph does. And I see that D-Book does the same thing. And it's like, okay, I'm on to something. I know I'm right now that I see that everybody, because it's all from Kobe and then Jordan did it too. And it's like, but once you see it, now you just got to get comfortable with it, I think. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Did you have an opponent? Everyone does the welcome to the NBA thing. So it doesn't have to be like your first year, but like, did you have an opponent where they did something where it was like this and you were you kind of were just like, I want to steal this because you were just blown away by it?
So I'll say Kyrie, like he didn't do like one specific thing, but I mean every time we play, it's just like for one, like I ain't gonna act hard, like it's Kyrie. Like I've been watching Kyrie for the longest.
Yeah.
But then just the way that he play, it's like the same stuff that I'm talking about that Steph and Jimmy and all them the guys do. He's doing it, but he just make it look good. Like when he do it. So as you sit there and play, it's just cool to watch.
It's funny the control.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
because I thought you see Kyrie do all of the crazy moves and everything, so you think he dribbles a lot more than he does. But no, that dude is good at moving. He's good at movement. It's not even about the ball handling.
It's like him and Shea, the other one you mentioned, but it's also like Shea, also just his pace and just you cannot knock him off. No matter what you do, you could be way bigger than him. You're not knocking him off stride, regardless.
Because he's not playing like he can put the ball down and do the same stuff that he's doing. Like it's about where I can watch him do it. He's stepping where he wants to go. Cut him off, he'll bump you and shoot it.
When you're thinking about shooting in particular, you obviously been blessed to play with Steph, to play with Klay. Are there other guys around the league currently right now from just a shooting standpoint that you look at and you're like, these are the people that I want to figure out how to pull things from?
So a big thing that I learned about shooting from being with Steph and Klay is that there's only so much you can learn about learn from somebody else. Like I sat there and watched Klay do workouts after practice every day. And then I stopped and I started watching Steph. And it's like, that mess up my shot sometimes when I go and start trying to make my form look like his. But there's something I've taken something from Klay, I've taken something from Steph, and then implemented towards my game. So that was a big thing. That's the big thing that I learning about shooting. But other guys that I like Dame, because I worked out with his trainer, and I like a lot of the stuff that he was talking about just for shot preparation. I like
what was the shot preparation stuff? His base?
Yeah. So part of it is like stepping into the shot, and you don't have to step into the shot when you're off the line, but just that whole what you're doing before the ball touches your hand matters, and like getting your momentum going forward / up. I don't like to say forward because you're not jumping forward. You're jumping straight up and down, but sometimes you go a little bit forward.
Yeah.
And so working out with my guy Lane from the Warriors before the season really helped me understand, like when you're moving, coming off the screens, like being able to stop and go up and down is like completely changes you as a shooter and find that rhythm. And that made me watch Steph and Klay from a different realm, like seeing what they be doing, because they be doing that, but I didn't know that they was doing that. And yeah, it's cool.
We're going to wrap in a second, but I kind of wanted to close getting back to sort of what we were talking about before about the just like the advice to the younger guys and everything like that. I'm always curious with guys in your position now that you've been through some of the wars, not all the wars, but you've been through some of the wars. When your advice about just being a good professional, you've been blessed to have teammates like that, like we've talked about. But are there particular things that you're sort of like finding for yourself in real time that almost like if you were to do like, this is my manual, like temples of like what you pass on, are there particular consistencies that you feel like all good pros have in common?
I think like simplicity is important. So like you should not know why you're doing something. And that goes from the step stuff that we're talking about, like with feet in basketball, like each step is being purposeful. Well, that same thing goes for big stuff. And so I think understanding why you're doing everything that you're doing is, well, probably one of the biggest things that I would say from a professionalism standpoint. Because then, too, you're not doing a bunch of stuff for no reason. So now you got energy to put into the right stuff. Because you're not wasting it. And that's not just basketball. That's outside of this. Like, why am I going to this meeting with somebody that has nothing to do with anything that I'm trying to do? Like, maybe you can learn something, and that might be the purpose. But other than that, why am I going to hang out with somebody? I don't really even like that person that much. Like, so just thinking about stuff and knowing why you're doing everything you're doing.
Can we talk for a second about Moses Moody Weekend? Can you explain backstory of it, how it came to be, what it means to you?
Yeah, so really, it's my foundation, Motivate One Foundation, and I'm really figuring it out. So I've been meeting with people in the city that kind of just give me advice, but where it really started was like, I'm from Little Rock. I did everything there growing up. I was a kid. We don't got an NBA team, so whenever you see a professional athlete, it's the same thing as seeing Michael Jordan for real. So, like, now that that's a platform, kids is gonna listen. What can I tell them? How can I help them? And first off, I just wanted to have some fun with it, so that's why I do the camps and bring other players back home and let them see them, just giving them the access and exposure. But as I do those camps, I realize, like, for one, I can only get like 150 kids to 200 kids in there. So that's all the kids that get the experience. And then I can't really break down and teach you that much about basketball because it's too many people. So what are we really doing here? And that was cool. It's still cool. That it's an experience. They want to hang around. They want to come play basketball with me and whoever I bring. So that's still enough worth it to do it. But I really want to have an impact. So the next thing I figured out to do was this youth summit. And we partnered with a group called Trades for Life. So we got the kids out there learning how to lay brick, change tires, cut hair, just different trades just to have in your pocket. So you useful in the world in some way. You got something. And then we also bring people like that do jobs that are close to basketball. So many people like stop playing basketball whenever they got to stop, and now they got to go figure out life completely different. But it's so many things that's one pivot away from being on the court. If it's an agent, if it's working for an agency, if it's a photographer, if it's a chef, if it's a stylist, there's so many different things that you can do. So
Moses, Moody, thank you for the time. See you soon. Stay cool.
Enjoy.